I'm the business development manager for MindSphere, the open IoT operating system from Siemens. MindSphere, our operating system, enables customer a way into digital services and digitalization in general. Everything starts with collecting data, capturing data. Where do I get data from? Out of the automation layer. Siemens, as a leader in industrial automation, has more than 30 million automation devices in the field. That's why we have developed our Mind Connect software suite. Not only software suite, as well Mind Connect hardware. So how does it work? We have dedicated IoT, Internet of Things gateways, where you can capture data out of the machine or field level. We support open standards such as OPC UA, and all over the Siemens booth here at Hannover Fair 2017, you are seeing Siemens automation components like network devices, PLCs, control systems directly linkable to MindSphere. But much more than that, we are also setting open standards or promoting open standards. How we do that? We bring into the market Mind Connect software and Mind Connect library, and this allows, in the form of a toolbox, each and every hardware developer to develop and own MindSphere connectivity into each and any hardware device, automation device or sensor. We have captured data, the customer captured data, it is transferred to the platform MindSphere. MindSphere is the open IoT operating system, and it allows you as well as a customer to use different infrastructures. In our MindSphere launch, you see different partners such as AWS, Amazon Web Services, such as Microsoft with Microsoft Azure, and all those partners will provide our customers a highly scalable IT infrastructure where they can host their MindSphere. As in private life, as on our smartphone, everything is about applications. So Siemens is offering a couple of applications such as the Fleet Manager. The Fleet Manager is always the start. So if you talk about the Internet of Things, you first have to make your things visible in the virtual world. The Fleet Manager can be seen here live at our booth, and much more than that. Siemens, with our hardware units and software units, we are starting to bring more and more applications into MindSphere. At our booth you can see more than 50 applications from Siemens and from partners. For example, we have there a application for the food and beverage industry. An application which is allowing line operators, filling line operators, to monitor the overall equipment efficiency of a filling line. You can see it live here at our booth. Is it only about Siemens? No, it is not. It is as well about partners. Partners like app developers. App developers, you can talk to them right here at the trade fairs, such as Bentley Systems, such as Atos, such as Evosoft. They are currently developing applications for MindSphere. Applications which do a specific job for a piece of hardware or for a specific industry, like the food and beverage industry. Is it only about large software companies who can develop apps? Definitely not. It's also about small software companies. So each and everyone can use MindSphere in the near future to develop, deploy and distribute a specific app in this open IoT operating system. So what we will see in future, we will see an app store with hundreds of industry-specific apps in MindSphere.
We're here on the Siemens booth in Hall 9. We as Bentley Systems and Siemens are strategic partners, Bentley brings to the Siemens world the modelling of the modelling of the infrastructure world, the buildings, the process plants, the manufacturing plants, and we bring that a very robust modelling, both the designed asset as well as the as-built asset in 3 dimensions, and bring that into the Siemens world of process control and machinery. So, and here at Hannover Fair, we are concentrating on two quite new areas in terms of working with Siemens. We have very strong integration for the digitalizing the process industries.
My name is Mark Biaggi. I'm Business Development Executive with Bentley Systems. Very excited to be here at Hannover Fair, showcasing a Mind app that we've created on MindSphere, and highlighting a number of really exciting capabilities that we bring together for shared cloud services between Bentley's AssetWise and Siemens MindSphere.
I'm Andy Lloyd. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of the Automation Systems Business Unit of Kamau. Kamau is a fully owned subsidiary of Fiat Chrysler Automobiles. We are based in Turin, in Italy, which is where I am. We have 3 main business units within the company. One is Robotics and Automation Products, which is a product-orientated organisation. Then we have the Automation Systems business unit, which I'm responsible for worldwide. And we also have a powertrain machining business unit, which is coordinated by one of my colleagues. The company is divided into 4 regions. The business units give the strategic direction for the regional execution. Within the Automation Systems organisation, we are a little over 2,000 people worldwide. We're located in Europe, in most of the countries in Europe, in NAFTA, Latin America, India, and in China. Let me start with the main piece of the presentation. It's our concept called Hue Manufacturing, and the idea and the principles to have the robots and the humans working on a collaborative basis, doing activities which up until not so long ago would have been deemed not industry practice. So for example, we show here a combination of our collaborative robots, high payload, with our agile AGV systems, and the demonstration is to show the robot finding the parts off the AGV and offering it for operator utilization, or for the operator to perform a series of tasks. The whole concept being that the operator and the human can operate in close proximity and save space, save time, improve the operator utilization, and also to improve the quality of the finished product. So that's really the mainstay of the key focus, or the key exhibit. But behind that, there's also a number of concepts of the Industry 4.0 competence. You will find there that we have the remote monitoring of the robot. We have the automatic guiding of the vehicles. We have data management between the robots and the machines and the AGVs. You will also see that we have some innovation in terms of the human machine interfaces. So we're using today a smartwatch to, instead of a static device, to signify that the cycle has been complete. So that's really the mainstay there. And what we tried to do, a little bit different from our competition, was to show a practical example of Industry 4.0 in this exhibition, rather than, let me say, demonstrations of philosophical technologies. In Kamau, we invest a lot of time and energy in practical solutions. We understand a lot of the concepts of Industry 4.0. We know where we can apply that in terms of where the megatrends are, what the automation industries are asking for, and our idea is to apply them into areas which are practical and bring our customers pragmatic solutions which are cost effective.
My name is Philip Bodisol, and I'm heading the industrial equipment industry, industrial systems. So that's one of the 12 industries. So I'm heading an industry segment. Actually, industrial equipment is the second industry for industrial systems in terms of revenue. It makes up 15 to 18% of the total, currently 3.2 billion euros revenue for industrial systems. At Hannover Messe every year, we try to organize the booth around a customer machine. Because what we want to do is that we want to see the real machine, and around it we build, this year are 12 stations, and on the 12 stations we have 12 different facets of that machine, that real machine digital twin. And for me this is the best way to comprehend in 45 minutes what a platform can offer better than 3 hours of development. At the heart of the platform is system engineering. And system engineering comes with behavior, language, and behavior simulation. You see this compass is on the top left of the platform, always there. By pressing the different parts, you access to different parts of the platform. But the very important thing here is the one at the center, is that we have a play button, which means that you can simulate and play the simulation on the platform. So you can play the behavior of your machine before it is built. You can play, you can validate the machine software on the virtual machine. So you can simulate how the controller will send orders to the different part of the machines and how the different part of the machines will behave together.
Exosite is an enterprise software company that helps organizations gain better insight into their products and the people that use them. And we do that through 3 primary ways. Number 1 is through Murano, our enterprise scalable software platform that's built for the Internet of Things, that helps companies be able to see what's going on inside their devices, sensors, and equipment, and be able to integrate that with other services in their enterprise IT portfolio and build web and mobile applications that leverage that data. We also have business consulting services where we help companies figure out not just how to build IoT products, but why, and helping them work through the economics of IoT and how it makes sense for their business. And we also have a rich ecosystem of partnerships that's called the Exosite IoT Alliance, and that includes companies like silicon vendors, Wi-Fi module vendors. It includes industrial gateway companies like Multitech and Synapse. It includes communication providers, cellular communication providers, also business systems and software providers, and system integrators. So these are companies that will do custom software development work for our customers, and so we bring all those 3 things together: our enterprise cloud platform, our business consulting services, and our ecosystem of partnerships, and that together helps companies like Parker build smart connected products. So here at the show this week, Parker is announcing their Voice of the Machine platform, and this demo right here in the booth is showing what's possible with the Voice of the Machine. There are, in part of this demo, I just want to walk you through it, there's a hydraulics part of the demo that shows a hydraulic pump as well as the power unit for the hydraulic equipment, and sensors that are monitoring various parts of the process, that then is simulating something being pressed in the factory here with this hydraulic piston. And as we walk through over here, you can see that there are pneumatic devices, pneumatic shafts that are powering this unit here, that then dispenses devices over here that's manipulated with this delta Delta Robot.
My name is Hans Früh and I'm the founder of this company F&P Robotics. It's a young company, it's only 3 years, but it is a following company of an earlier startup of University of Zurich Artificial Intelligence Lab. And we did from the beginning focus on collaborative robotics, and we have now started to go more and more to really personal robotics, personal service robotics, and have manipulator helping people in their daily life. We are already successfully in the collaborative industrial market, where we have applications for food packaging, food handling, food preparation. And we have also applications in service robotics. This is quite new, but big projects in elderly care. These humanoid robots which you have in mind, they are mostly not very skilled in terms of manipulating things. They are more for communication. And we do robot arms who can really manipulate things, serve objects and clean desks and so on. And this is a difference, and it is more skilled, which means it needs more intelligence than just to talk with the patients or bring them something on a tablet and do nothing more. And that's the difference. We are for manipulating and having skills, and this allows to do more things. So we have about 35 tasks defined, which we do for elderly people.
Fanuc has the largest number of industrial robots installed worldwide.
Correct.
Could you explain how that happened? Maybe give me an insight into the history of Fanuc, why it became so big, who are the big customers responsible for buying so many robots and things like that, and give me a bit of background.
Sure. So, Fanuc's origins are in the CNC and servo motor technologies, and robots are a derivative of those core technologies. And what Fanuc has focused on is our former chairman, who founded the company, his philosophy was walk the narrow path. And what he meant by that is stick to what you know, which is industrial automation. Don't get diverted by other applications outside of industrial applications, and you will, that focus will allow you to listen better to customers and then come up with products that meet their needs the best. And that's a philosophy we've been using for almost 40 years now. The other thing about Fanuc is we are very, very conservative in terms of we do a tremendous amount of testing on our products, and we don't release a product until we know it's a very, very reliable product. So we could turn it over to a customer. That customer could use that tool, that robot, for 20, 30, 40 years. For example, in North America, the oldest known Fanuc robot operating today was installed in 1981. We as Fanuc still support that customer with his robot, again, 35 years later. That's a commitment we'll make to you and to every customer, that as long as you use our product, we will support it with spare parts, training, engineering support, whatever you need. So all those elements have helped to make us kind of number one globally. We are very relentless on gaining market share. We are very focused on that, and it's a subject of management meetings every week. And that focus is what's allowed us to be successful. Our customers are very, very diverse. I mean, a lot of automotive, a lot of automotive OEMs, but and also a tremendous amount of automotive tier companies. For example, we pride ourselves, and I'll speak for the North American branch of FANUC, we pride ourselves that we're able to satisfy and support Korean automotive companies, Japanese automotive companies, German automotive companies, American automotive companies, Spanish companies. So we have a very diverse customer set from an automotive perspective. But quite frankly, some of our most important lessons we've learned on applying automation has come about by working with industries other than automotive, like the food industry. The food industry has taught us a lot about tracking food parts, as we would call it, at very rapid speeds, and we've applied that learning back into the automotive and industrial market. So we're in aerospace, automotive, food industry, furniture business, almost any industry, cosmetics, almost any industry that, from an industrial or consumer point of view, that they use, we're somehow involved from a robotic perspective.
My name is Michael Gibney. I'm the president of Genesis Robotics, and basically James and I, and he can introduce himself in just a moment, but we started this company about 7 years ago. We were into working together and really trying to figure out what we're going to do, and about 2.5 years ago we decided to go all in specifically Genesis Robotics, creating the live drive, which I'm sure we'll be able to tell you about shortly.
So I'm James Clausen, Chief Technical Officer at Genesis Robotics, and so I lead a team of engineers and technicians and machinists, and we rapid through ideas and look for discoveries. And the live drive is an example of how quickly we can move through these ideas and discoveries, and it all came together in the last 2.5 years when we started this project. In the last, I'd say, year and a half, we brought together these foundational discoveries into something that we knew that we needed to put all of our focus on.
The robotics world was looking for a gearless motor, something that would allow so many more benefits if it could be done, but it wasn't out there. There wasn't a direct drive motor that was strong enough to be able to produce the work that is needed in a robotic function. And if we could do that and have no gears, it would change everything. So James will tell you how we pulled that off, if you'd like, and that'd probably be helpful.
Sure. So it's well known in the robotics market, because many people have tried, that a direct drive motor would be the ultimate actuator. And the problem till now is that direct drive motors haven't had enough torque to be used in the joints of a robot. And so we took these 3 foundational discoveries and applied them to robotics. They have a much wider range of application than that, but robotics is where we had identified that there's this very well-known need for something that would eliminate all the problems with the gearbox. And the gearbox has problems of backlash. That's one of the biggest ones. The non-back drivability is another one. Damage to the gears, lubrication of the gears, the weight, the cost, the inertia is a really big one, because you have to speed everything up and slow everything down because your motor's driving at high speed. And so we have created a solution that has 3 times the torque of a conventional direct drive motor. And so it's not 10 or 20 or 30% more. It's not an incremental improvement. It's a radical departure in how motors are done. And at 3 times the torque, we no longer need the gearbox, and we can actually use the motor as the output rather than the input to a high-speed system. And so the effect of that is that you increase the speed of the output, and because of the low inertia, we can also increase the stopping speed. So we increase the production from the robot, and we increase the safety so that they can work around humans. And all of this is at a much lower cost, because we've simplified, not only by removing the gearbox, but we've simplified the design of the motor itself. to the point where it's a fraction of the cost and it's significantly higher performance, and it meets this need that has been identified by the robotics market.
I'm responsible for Microsoft's discrete manufacturing industry strategy and solutions. So our team is responsible for driving the partnerships that we have across the world for discrete manufacturing, and discrete manufacturing includes automotive, aerospace, industrial, and high tech. And the advanced solutions that are important for the industry, so solutions like the industrial IoT solutions or the connected vehicle solutions. And we work with the different stakeholders within Microsoft across engineering, services, business development, and bringing these capabilities to the market. So, what we are seeing is when you look across the industries, particularly in manufacturing, we see a huge transformation happening with manufacturers moving from just focusing on manufacturing and selling a product to being a digital business. Being a digital business means they're going to continue selling those products, but they're also going to sell a lot of experiences and services along with that. In fact, that is the future growth from a manufacturing perspective, and we are aligning to that. So Microsoft's role here is to help manufacturers accelerate their journey to be digital. The capabilities we bring, the technology platforms, the innovations around IoT, artificial intelligence, cognitive services, all of those are super critical for the transformation to being a digital business. So that's why you see more engagement and partnerships between Microsoft and leaders in the manufacturing industry today. It's a very strong partnership with those organizations. In fact, there is the initiatives that we work hand in hand with them as they build their software competencies, digital competencies. Their driver is to bring the new range of services to their customers, end customers. In fact, CEOs within manufacturing organizations see 40% of their revenue, future revenue, coming from these digital services. So case in point, there's so many examples here. I'll share one example with you, which is the work we've been doing with ThyssenKrupp Elevators. Right? They are completely transforming their services business. Given that all their elevators are now connected, they're able to provide a whole new range of service offerings to the end customers that are based on digital. One of the things that you see here is we are in the 4th generation of digital twins. Okay, if you think about digital twins, 15, 20 years back, people started taking a physical object and making that a digital representation of that. And then we went to the 2nd generation of that, which is the CAD tools and the process simulation tools, making richer context out of that, more from an R&D and engineering standpoint. And over the 3rd generation was what we saw over the last 2-3 years, where each of these products were connected, right? And so all these manufacturing products are now connected with IoT services. They have a closed loop, and with a closed loop, they're getting intelligence with which they can provide a whole new range of services. Now we are on the 4th generation, and the 4th generation, the technology is moving very fast at an accelerated pace. Even from last year to this year, we are in the 4th generation. The 4th generation is all about interaction. You're now having people interacting with machines in a mixed reality mode. HoloLens is playing a key part of that. In fact, some of the examples you see here across services, across manufacturing, across design, people are working with HoloLens in a mixed reality mode in driving the operations, being more smarter and more efficient, but also being able to collaborate with people in a virtual way across the world. So in fact, the example we have with ThyssenKrupp Elevator and actually Volkswagen, they're able to drive designs, the virtual designs with the physical design in a collaborative way and involve people from across the world. So what used to take years and months in the past to drive a new idea from conception to reality now takes a fraction of that effort. So the reason I bring all that up is, given that we are in this 4th generation of digital twin, the richness of the offering the manufacturers can provide to the customers and the different stakeholders are changing dramatically. And that's where they see the opportunity. Because we have Tetra Pak here. Tetra Pak is one of the largest manufacturers of packaging equipment. They're able to offer to their end customers a new range of services that are super valuable for their customers. It helped their customers save millions of dollars, right? Now to do that, Tetra Pak needs to be a digital business. And that's exactly what they're doing. They have been accelerating their digital journey. They have the software competencies built in, they have the partnerships built in, they have the data competencies built in, and they're now able to excite their customers with a new range of services that can be monetized.
The Orange Group BRI, we're coming from the network or from the telecommunications space. We're one of the world's leading telecommunication provider for both voice and data. So we are running alone 450,000 kilometers of undersea cable to ensure services for our customers. We are present with an own footprint in 26 countries worldwide, and we're pretty much able to cover the whole planet when it comes down to connectivity. It's even to such an extent that even the German Ministry of Foreign Affairs is trusting us to connect all the embassies, all the German embassies around the globe. So that's our DNA, our background. And I'm coming from Orange Business Services, and Orange Business Services is the B2B arm. And that's the music I told you. Orange Business Services is the B2B arm of the group. So on one side, we're providing telecommunication services to B2B customers, that is ranging from normal cellular stuff to M2M and IoT connectivity. On top of that, we are providing managed services, we are providing consultancy services, starting really from also if a company is looking into digital transformation, how to shape that, so we can bring that expertise to the table. And we are obviously, as you can see, also providing all our own products. So we have a full set of software tools and products available, like many other companies have today, an IoT hub, which is called Live Objects, all the way, which I think is more important, end-to-end solution, which are targeting the needs and the use cases of the customers. What we are trying to do is actually to go beyond that. So we have that platform, and obviously customers can use that to build their own solution. In addition to that, what we're also doing is we isolated a couple of key scenarios, key use cases where we think you can use as a good starting point to build your experiences with IoT Industry 4.0 scenarios, and also offer a solution for that. Like what you see in the back, an asset tracking scenario, which is allowing customers in the manufacturing space on an easy way to gain very quick and return on investment out of an Industry 4.0 or IoT solution. And we can help also, like with the common scenarios you find, like predictive maintenance, which is also very important in that space. And to go beyond that and also be not only a provider of a platform, but really be a partner by implementing such use cases.
It's a fairly new market, isn't it? This whole digital business platforms and IoT platforms and digital services, it's fairly new. And it's already crowded. All these businesses are offering, it seems to me anyway, already quite crowded. You've got the big companies offering digital services, GE Digital, ABB, Ability, Siemens, this, that and the others. And obviously, you're a big company, Orange is a big company as well. It's too difficult, too early to say, well, how does everybody fit into a pie chart, who has what market share, because it's probably difficult to categorize which
Yes, for me, some players or some scenarios are getting more clear. So you mentioned a lot of companies before, and if you, for instance, look to those you mentioned, you can group some of them. Like GE and Siemens are coming out of the manufacturing space with a strong history as a component provider or solution provider even, and they start to build up platforms with a heavy focus on providing services into the industry. Really focused, like GE Predix, Mindthere from Siemens, on those industrial scenarios. And obviously as an Orange, coming from a little different scenario, we are looking in that space to how to cooperate with those companies and make sure we are addressing our common customers jointly in a better way. So cooperation on one side, and I think you're right, we will see over the next couple of years probably some companies coming up in that area. We will see, given the normal way, some shakeouts as well. And so we look to those clusters of company and look also in whom to cooperate with to make the best offering for our customers at the end of the day available.
So I am Carl Palme. I'm the Senior Product Manager for Rethink Robotics. So my job is to ensure that we meet the needs of our customers, to ensure that their experience is delightful, and to make sure that they can get a return on investment when they use our products. So the robot is very interesting because it is very different than any other robot. and it is meant to deal with a lot of variability in the environment. The way we do that is by using a 7 degree of freedom robot that can get into very complex situations. We also have a lot of force sensing throughout the arm, so that allows us to make logical decisions and adapt to changes in the environment. We also have a vision system in the hand, and that allows us to look at things and adapt to where they are so we can grab them correctly and place them in the right location. But we can also use that vision system to not only inspect a part, but also to re-register a robot to a work cell. And so if you look at our robot is on wheels. We can move it from one application to another, and we can use the vision system to look at a specific thing in the work cell, and then it'll understand exactly where it is. So that way you can make a line changeover in less than 5 minutes. On top of that, we give you the complete solution. We sell the robot, the software, the vision system, the force sensing, and we also now sell the end effectors. So when you buy our robot, you can buy everything that you need, and you can start automating a whole work cell in just the same day.
So my name is Christian Huhn. I am responsible for the sales and marketing activity for SPX Flow Dehydration product line for the region of Europe, Middle East and Africa.
And you're a very nice company. I believe you SPX Flow worldwide employs 15,000 people or something like that.
Yeah, that's correct. SPX Flow is a roughly $2 billion company globally, established with different manufacturing facilities covering the global world.
And what's been the growth area or area of innovation or most changed in the last year or two?
I would say especially on the compressed air market. The changes here really focus for energy saving products, so that's the reason also why SPX Flow started the development program for the PCM Flex series. So that's a really innovative product, a breakthrough technology with a free exchange material and the plate heat exchanger. So that's a really innovative product.
Okay, my name is Gerald Vogt. I'm the Group Division Manager for Robotics worldwide at Stäubli. And my job is, as the title says, being the head of our Robotics Division, where we develop, build, sell, support and service industrial robots worldwide. Stäubli has 3 divisions. We have the textile business where we started with a long time ago, especially 125 years this year. That's our anniversary year for the Stäubli Group, 125 years, the company, family owned. Then in 1956 we added the connectors division. It was a diversification to the textile volatile market at these times. And then we started a robotics division at the third leg for the company. And this was in the 80s. In 93 we developed then our own robot, our own designed robot, and the importance of robotics is growing. We are the fastest growing division in the last 4 or 5 years of the group. That's what distinguishes ourselves. We're a worldwide company with over 4,500 people, so we have the size that is necessary for a global player. On the other hand, we're not one of these very big conglomerates, and that allows us to be much more flexible on certain things. And then how did we start with robotics is a good question. We started because we do high-speed rotating mechanical motion. This is what came from the textile industry and where we have a lot of expertise in. And if you look at a robot today, the mechanics of it is high-speed rotating motion. So we're also the only company worldwide that builds their own gearboxes. We have a patent on this. Then in the textile business came then the controls. The controls came from electrical controls to more computer controls, electromechanics and so on. And that's where we then also started to go in robotics, because it is again the high-speed mechanical motion linked together with smart intelligent controls. And this is how we got into robotics. I think what we introduce is different robots or different versions for different market segments, where we are a leader in in doing OEM customized products, but as well optimize and customize products for certain segments, be it the food industry, be it the clean room industry, and so on. And today here on the show particular, we show trends in the industry. Means we show how you can cooperate with a robot,
how you can use more of the safety function that reduce the necessary fences around robots. We show how you can interact with a robot, you can guide a robot, or we show here to my right a mobile robot on a mobile platform that is the trend of, or today's trend, not only having now flexible production, but this allows also to link your machinery physically and load and unload parts, for instance, in your smart factory.
My name is Helmut Schmidt. I am the responsible general manager for Western Europe. We are located in Munich, Germany, and I'm responsible for the markets Germany, Austria, Switzerland and Benelux. And within Munich we have our sales, training and service department, and handling the Western European region for Universal Robots, with major on sales and service and training. So Universal Robots is the market leader for collaborative robots. We were founded 2005. From 2008 till up to now, we started to bring the products into the market. So we have three major products. It's a UR3, Universal Robots number 3, 5 and 10. And the number indicates the payload the robot can wear, which means 3 kilo, 5 kilo and 10 kilo. And we became from a startup company, a 3-person startup company, within the last 10 years, a 330-person medium-sized robotic market leader company.
What are the reasons for this success?
So one of the major success is the product itself, which means the advantages of the product. So the product, it's a so-called lightweight robot. It's light, it's safe, it's fast, it's flexible, and one of the major topics, these kind of robots are very easy to program, so you do not need to have a specialist. So for the industrial, for the up to now known robots, you need a robotic specialist for programming, and for our kind of robot, it just can be done by teaching, so you do not need to have a university or doctor's degree. So just to be a pure technician, get a training for 30 minutes, and then you can operate a robot. And this is the major advantage up to now, so that we get into small and medium-sized companies.
Do you think price has something to do with it as well? Is it reasonably priced compared to others? And also, does it benefit from really not having a lot of competition? There is some competition, but there's not that many collaborative robots out there. Would that be fair to say?
I would say there are two points. The price itself is only one topic, because normally the customer is not only buying the robot arm, but you also need to buy a gripper, a camera system and the integration. So the whole package amount of the application is one topic. And of course a more cheaper robot on the robot arm is one topic. Then the less engineering cost, like the programming, is the second, and the package then of course is much cheaper. So we are about 1/3 of in comparison to an industrial robot. And the second one, of course, we have been the only one at the market at the beginning 6 and 7 years ago. But this is on one side an advantage, but the disadvantage, if you're the only one try to educate the market, it also takes much slower to develop. But yes, it was of course the advantage to be the first one, and now the followers are just coming.